I'll leave this open. Yeah, okay. So basically, before I pull up videos and just kind of go off on a few tangents like I tend to do, it's about the anti. Oh, I'll just open this too. Cool, that's sick. Don't play him, but that's cool. It's about the anti-American rhetoric in Canada, and I guess mostly me being confused by it because I think that everybody's very like in Canada, everybody's very emotionally charged about this issue, and I can get it from certain aspects, but the grand reality of it is that you're all being babies and you brought it upon yourselves. Realistically, now like that's the truth. Like all these tariffs, all the bullshit that's going on right now was brought onto itself by Canada. Like Canada did this to itself. And I'll explain why over this, and we'll watch some things and kind of like this is just showing how there's an anti-American rhetoric. I've liked a lot of videos, and I've been watching a lot of different stuff about it. Let me just make sure. Yeah, yeah, okay. It should be coming through. Let me know if I need to turn it up. It should be good though. Let me pull this up so I can monitor it. All right, let's get into it. It's muted still. Hold on. Let's not get into it right now. Where the fuck? Yeah, okay. All right, now let's get into it.
The president.
So this is the conservative leader of the opposition to the Liberal Party, whatever the fuck.
Canadian government policies would drive $1 trillion out of our economy into the American economy over the next 5 years. That is twice as bad as has happened in the last half decade. This means lost jobs,
which is happening. We have I think we have the record. I believe it's like a 10 or 20 year record high capital flight in Canada, which means tons of people are pulling their money out of Canada. We have the Crown Royal Distilling Company. They pulled their plant down. Amazon wanted to shut their plant down. Multiple other places wanted to shut their plant down because why would they want to work here when they could do it cheaper and more effectively in the States? There's examples of like the States being bad at places too, like Costco having to build affordable housing on top of itself in Los Angeles just to deem itself as affordable housing instead of a supermarket just because of the regulations. Ridiculous, but they still did it, and that's the problem. We're barely able to even do a lot of the stuff here in Canada. That's one of the big problems. We have one of the, I personally think one of the worst bureaucracy systems in at least North America, the North American countries. It is so terrible. It slows everything down. Like certain aspects of it are good because rights and this and that and environmental issues, okay, fucking whatever, barely. But like a lot of it is just unnecessary bullshit red tape, and it's not helping anybody clearly.
Lower wages for Canadians who already can't pay their bills. Again, why did the Prime Minister sell out Canadian workers in his visit to Washington?
The honorable government
You know what Canadians feel when they see the Prime Minister and ministers in the Oval Office defending Canada? Mr. Speaker, they feel pride. They feel pride that this Prime Minister is standing up for our country, standing up for our workers, standing up for our steel industry, and these crazy hair-eyed schemes that the leader of the opposition comes up with just to get in the news cycle are quite frankly a little embarrassing.
The honorable leader of the opposition.
I just want to make a point. You could barely hear what he was saying, and the only reason he started yelling, you can go back and listen to it, I don't really want to, because I don't want to listen to them fucking hooting and hollering for stupid shit. As soon as he even started talking, they were, here, fucking yelling. Shut up and let him speak, so he doesn't have to yell. Irregardless, that's besides the point.
Mr. Speaker, all the hyperventilating in the world will not change the fact that the Prime Minister casually said in the Oval Office today, he bragged that $500 billion Canadian investment dollars have left for the States in the last 5 years, and then promised that $1 trillion more will leave in the next 5 years. That'll mean mines closing in Quebec and opening in Pennsylvania. It'll mean
it's already happening.
Closing in BC and opening in Washington.
It's already happening.
Factories closing in Ontario and going to Michigan. Why is it that the Prime Minister sells out Canadian workers, Canadian jobs, and Canadian investments in the White House?
I don't know if anybody could see the difference. You could still hear the other side of the people. They just won't shut up and let people talk. They have to consistently talk. You could not see anybody's mouth moving to the fact where you could actually hear the conversations and what they were saying until the very end when he was done speaking, which is how it should be.
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we have said all along that Canada will look after its own people with our own projects, our own labor, our own material. We'll be opening mines, we'll be opening ports, we'll be opening railways, we'll be opening our Arctic. We are going to continue to build this country and get a fair, good trade deal for Canada, and it'll be thanks to this Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker.
Why are you yelling? So it's just my like videos. This guy's fucking hilarious. I love Garen. This is another one. This is kind of it highlights not a very strong, like there's a ton of examples I could find of this, but it kind of shows you how there is slightly a anti-American, or at least a extreme pro-Canada, we're done with trade with the US kind of approach on things. And I'll point out why that's ridiculous.
Spell out the possibilities
I'm just going to let him say
for our
it.
American friends and speak directly to them. Option 1, you can carry out an unprovoked attack on our economy. Your
He means the tariffs that are currently imposed on Canada.
consumers will pay more and your workers will make less. Gas prices will skyrocket. You will turn a loyal friend into a resentful neighbor, forced to match tariff with tariff and to seek friends everywhere else. Both our economies will weaken, leaving less money for defense and security, and our enemies will grow stronger. Option 1. Option 2. We trade even more, and both our workers make more. Our consumers pay less. The resulting GDP boost allows Canada to further strengthen its border and up our military spending to 2% of GDP faster. We stop fentanyl.
So he's gonna talk about this in a second. He's saying that he's gonna use the growth in money and the economy and whatever to strengthen the border and this and that. Well, you don't necessarily really need to do that. You can just divert from a lot of the spending that we're doing elsewhere and put it into the border and actually securing the country. But he's about to talk about this too as well.
All terrorists, supersonic missiles, and other threats. We stop
fentanyl terrorists.
Fentanyl terrorists, supersonic missiles, and other threats. We team up against the unfair trading practices of other countries. Both America and Canada separately, will end up safer, stronger, and richer as a result.
The Prime Minister...
So, stop the tariffs, this and that, because, you know, it's not good for the economies and whatever. Let me just go into ChatGPT here. I already asked Grok this. I'm going to try to pull it up over here and just ask him as well. I'm going to ask a few different AIs, but I'm just gonna ask a simple question to all of them. Why does the US have tariffs on Canada? Good question, blah blah blah. So this is a lot of stuff. I don't know what it's gonna give me. Okay, in 2018, okay, it's gonna fucking... Okay, this is stupid. I'm gonna pull up Grok right now, actually. Okay, Grok just lays it out better. Why does the US have tariffs on... Fucking can't even spell my own country. Okay, on Canada. Overview, I don't care. Border security. Explanation. Trump has framed tariffs as a response to the invasion of illegal drugs, especially fentanyl, and migrants across the northern border, declaring it a national emergency under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. He argues Canada must enhance border controls, including joint strike forces, together with the U.S., against transnational crime like Tren de Aragua, all these other crime syndicates. This builds on a 2018 to 2019 Section 232 tariffs, but ties them explicitly to security. So he had tariffs in the past. I don't know where the past ones are. On 2018, there was a 25% on steel, 10% on aluminum, and universal, including Canada. So that was everybody. Which all of these tariffs, I don't know if it's going to say it somewhere, but all of those tariffs that were imposed in 2018 were actually ended in 2019. What did I even ask Grok? Why is it pulling up a different explanation here? Wonder if I can pull it up here. X. Grok. Can you get my history? Is this it? Trump tariffs on Canada. Why did Trump initially put tariffs? That's what I asked it. Because this is what I was reading. Why did Trump I need to fucking read it. Initially put tariffs on Canada. This is what I read. Yeah, okay. So this was done during his first term. So in March 2018, he put 25% tariffs on steel and 10% tariffs on aluminum imports for most countries, including Canada. After temporary exemptions ended on May 31st, he justified it under Section 232. We read that, citing national security concerns because he wanted a lot of the steel, the like metal, domestic production capability. He wanted more. Where does it even say? He wanted, I think it's down here. This rationale was part of Trump's border America First trade policy. Was aimed at reducing the U.S.'s trade deficit. And also protecting their manufacturing jobs. So that was all done in 2018, and then we put tariffs on whiskey and yogurt, like we have done again today, and in 2025. So all of this is a little bit different. Okay, this is a completely different reason. This could be agreed upon and dealt with through trade deals and stuff like that, trade limits, etc. These tariffs were all ended in May 2019 as part of an agreement. They already ended this shit. So this is not the problem because they ended it in a year. That is not the exact problem. So this is what's going on today. So 2025, if your question refers to the more recent events under the current date, which is October 14, 2025, Trump's second administration imposed broader 25% tariffs on most Canadian imports starting February 1st in 2025 under, again, the same act. The stated reasons were to address a national emergency involving illegal immigration and fentanyl trafficking, hoping to pressure Canada along with Mexico and China, which is providing the precursor elements, to enhance border controls. So he wanted the three countries, Canada, Mexico, and China, to stop the import of fentanyl. Perfectly reasonable. Perfectly reasonable. So this was to enhance the border controls. Trump framed this as leverage to stop the migrants, the drugs and migrants coming through Canada as a primary source, because we have one of the highest immigrant rates, and quite frankly, it's pretty fucking easy to get to Canada if you're a migrant. Let me just pull this up quick. Canada's immigration numbers. In 1 year, we brought 500,000 residents. That is ridiculous. As of 2021 census, there were 8.361 million immigrants in Canada, representing almost a quarter of the population. As of 2021. We're 4 years later with millions more coming since then. This is a problem. You're wondering why groceries are so expensive? You're wondering why your house is so expensive? You're wondering why you or your kids can't get a job? This is why. And it's not their fault. It's not saying, oh, these people are bad people, fucking, I mean, you're stupid if you think that. It's not their fault. They're following the incentives. Everybody would. If I gave you a job and said, hey, you can work for me for 30K, and then somebody else comes around the corner and says, hey, I'll give you double, where would you go? Same job, same thing. Actually, you know what? The one that pays you 60, you actually don't have to even do your job for 3 hours every day, and you can just sit there on your phone and watch Netflix. It's actually a better situation than what I'm offering. You have to bust your ass every single day, dig trenches, and lay pipe every single day. The other one, you can sit on your ass and watch Netflix. Which one would you do? The one that pays you more to sit on your ass and watch Netflix, or the one that you have to break your ass and get paid nothing? Obviously, the one that you're gonna fucking get paid more for doing nothing. So again, then I was reading this and I was like, well, this is silly. So let me get this straight. So the reason, this is what I asked it, the reason there are current tariffs on Canada is due, that's not how you spell, that's fine, due to illegal immigration and drugs. That's all I asked it. So the reason there are current tariffs on Canada is due to illegal immigration and drugs. Yes. Yes. That's the official rationale provided by President Trump's administration for the current tariffs on Canada. Here's a breakdown based on the developments as of October 2025. So you're telling me that we're now in a trade war with Canada because we don't want to stop drugs and illegal immigration coming into this country and going into the States? That's what our problem is? That's why you're making things worse for people? That's why auto workers are losing their jobs? That's why steel workers are losing their jobs? Mill workers are losing their jobs? People are fleeing Canada. You have the whiskey fucking Crown Royal bottling plant that closed. Amazon closed one of its facilities in Quebec. All because we don't want to stop drugs and illegal immigration. Are you joking? I mean, really? And now you have people lying to you over and over and over saying this is an unprovoked attack on our economy and this and that and whatever. You know what? Him putting it on may have been to a degree unprovoked, if you want to even say that, but it's not. His country and even our country has been attacked and we refuse to do so. The fact that someone is actually standing up and acting against these drugs and illegal immigration says a lot more than the people who are bitching and clamoring in Congress. Pierre, too. I think Pierre's a little bit better than Carney. You know, I think every politician's fucking stupid, and obviously they're all following their own agenda. They get some things right, they get a lot of things wrong. That's how it is, that's what it is. Sometimes you gotta pick the lesser of two evils. However, we have all different sides parading around saying, oh, America's the bad guy, America's the bad guy, America's the bad guy. Well, if you go into America and you talk to the people on the streets, this was actually done. They talked to the people in Chicago about what was happening with the ICE. True people going to the fucking grocery store, providing for their families. What do you think about what's going on? It's a shit show. It's a shit show. Chicago's hell. Living here is hell. Trump's doing the right thing. It's a long time overdue. People say this sentiment over and over again, but we can't agree on this. No wonder why we have Alberta who wants to leave and become the 51st state. Not only all of that shit, but we also actively siphon money away from Alberta and every other province just because we have a lower production count, and that's where the head of parliament is. So they have to pay millions of dollars to Ottawa, the head of parliament, just because we don't produce a lot of shit? They have the oil, they have the gas, they have the lumber, they have all the resources. We have the production of those resources. So we say, hey, look, you have all this shit and you can make a ton of money from that, so you need to now pay us again. When we're not going to help you. We're not going to help you do anything. We're going to push drugs on your people. We're going to do shit that just fucking destroys your city and your province. It's ridiculous. You wonder why they want to leave. Like, it's insane. You look at this. This is Vancouver. This is all I have to do. This is in Vancouver, Canada. Tons of homeless people. An encampment. An encampment. With, yo, this guy's kicking it back. Hold up. Please don't play a video. Just show me the picture. Okay, I think it's a video. Let me go. Yo, Yo. Yo, he's got a palm tree in there. And a little table? Is that a little table? A chair? Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. And even where I'm from, I mean... Oh, is that what that does? Yeah, I just learned something about my own browser. Even where I live in Ontario, it is so bad. I mean, like, a little while ago, I'd be driving to work. This was a year ago, and they did a little bit of a raid on the city and fucking took out all those camps and shit and whatever. But there's still more. They just moved. But I'd be driving down. I'd see it every single day. Every single day, I'd be driving down. I'd look over, and it would be an entire village of tents. A village, and I mean, a lot of it are people who are affected due to this and that and whatever. But a lot of it are, drug addicts, not good. People with mental disabilities who need to be helped in some way or another. These people shouldn't be left on the streets to defend themselves. I mean, there's some people out there with literal mental deficiencies where they don't understand certain things. They can't remember things properly, stuff like that, and it really messes people up. And then there's a ton of other people who are illegal who can't find a place yet and haven't gone through the whole dark illegal scam of getting fake IDs. It's happening all over the place, and this needs to stop. I mean, again, I'm not anti-immigration, and I'm not anti-immigrant. I'm not against a certain race of people. I don't think I need to even say that, because I think it's just silly to think that. But we need to stop this. We need to care about Canadian citizens. We need to give them back a good quality of life, and we need to stop siphoning it away at every chance we get. All we're doing is taking money away from Canadian citizens and siphoning it on to people who aren't going to do anything for our country. That's what it is. And a lot of the time, people that come here, even if they come here legally, and if you come here legally, I can't say anything about it. It is what it is. But a lot of the people who come here legally, it's maybe 3 or 4 people, or just maybe one person who comes here out of a family from this place, and then they send all this money back there. So if we have 23% of the population, and roughly a lot of them send about 40% of their income back. So if we have 23% of the population sending 40% of their income back to another country, that is a ton of capital flight. We pay for their houses, we pay for their food, we give them jobs. We do everything in our power to empower the illegals and de-empower the Canadians, and it really needs to stop. And it's frustrating to see, because I look around and these politicians and certain people, certain groups, they're so dumb. Like, quite frankly, they're just fucking stupid, and it's crazy to sit back here and just be a normal fucking dude and see these people acting all wild and doing all this crazy shit. And for me to not just say, you people are the reason this country is done. This country is fucked. And by the way, Alberta, which was the place that wanted to be the 51st state, just, in case you forgot, they wanted to leave Canada. They wanted to annex, separate from Canada, and join the US, has the highest rate, of international Canadian moving. So most people inside of Canada, like Ontario, Vancouver, fucking PEI, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, all the other provinces besides Alberta, Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver's the province. Or yeah, wherever the fuck it is. I don't even know geography that well. Especially my own damn country, which is it is what it is. But they wanted to separate. Yet it has the highest moving. It has the most amount of people inside of Canada moving to there from their province. I think that's pretty crazy. You have a place that wants to join the US and is like anti-Canada, has the highest rate of people in Canada wanting to go there. Something's fishy about that. Something is fishy. It's crazy. Like, don't let these politicians fool you. Don't let these media people fool you. The US is not, if you don't listen to anything, cool, but if you listen to one thing that I say, the US is not our enemy. The US is not our enemy. They are our friend. They are our best friend, our closest friend. Geographically, economically, socially, they are our best friend. The only reason that this is happening is because we are too soft on crime and we aren't doing what should be done for the betterment of Canada. And if you really look at it, the fact that Trump has put tariffs on Canada to try to pressure Canada into bettering its drug problem and its illegal immigration problem actually shows that Trump cares more about Canada than Mark Carney or Pierre Poilievre did or does. Because they want to keep this going. They want to join with China and they want to join and they want to diversify and they want to do all this. Well, good luck, because it's not going to go well. I assure you it will not. Mark my words, clip it, fucking whatever. Mark my fucking words, if we get closer and closer with China and the distant allies that we have, the foreign allies that we have, it will be very bad for Canada. It's what it is. I think people are ridiculous and silly for having this anti-American, anti-US rhetoric in Canada, and it needs to stop because they are our ally. They're our ally. We need to stop the drug problem and we need to stop the illegal immigration problem. What we don't need to do is push ourselves away from our geographically, economically, and socially closest ally. Simple as that. It's so simple. It's so fucking simple. Anybody who can't understand that, all these politicians who want to make you believe that, they're dumb. They're stupid. And all they want to do is take your money and destroy Canada in the process. Promise you that. That's all they want to do. They just want to fuck you. Don't believe their shit. America's our fucking ally. I promise you that. It's ridiculous. I'll be back. I need to take a piss. I'll be back. Yo, look at this shit. Let's get it. I don't have an earmuff anymore. It's fine. We don't need one. Yeah, no, this is crazy shit. Like, I think it's fucking crazy. I don't see how it could benefit us from moving away from America. I really don't. I'm not saying do everything they're asking, but I think it's silly. And I want to make all my stances very clear. I think we should have the right to bear arms. I feel like we should. I believe we have the right to a castle doctrine, stand your ground laws. We should be harder on crime. We need to stop illegal immigration and drug trafficking, and not move away from America. Those are my stances. 100% flat out. 99.99% unlikely that I would ever change my stance on that. 100%. It's silly. I don't. They're trying to ban our guns. Well, what happens when you ban guns? Well, you get Tiananmen Square. That's what happens.
Absolute.
I'm gonna watch this one a little bit later. This is something like this is a crazy title. Canada could become a police state by Christmas.